Here we have a new 2023 Mercedes-Benz AMG GLC 43 Coupe. This one comes in black on black leather. Then we have the red stitching along with the carbon fiber trim. And the powertrain on this one consists of an AMG enhanced 3-liter bi-turbo V6 engine. Made it with a 9-speed automatic transmission. And that gets us 385 horsepower, 384 pound-feet of torque. But as we have the front end here, love the styling here. We have those LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. And the lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up, but fantastic look here. We do get the AMG night package here as well, so tons of diffusers and all of that. Just looks so great having all this stuff blacked out. But coming around to the side here, we get these beautiful 21-inch aluminum wheels. We get passive keyless entry on all 4 doors. And then as we come around to the door panel here, 3-stage heated seats. We have a power seat bottom, seat back, headrest, and we do get power thigh support as well. And then power lumbar controls are down there. And then power door lock controls, 1-touch automatic up and down windows on all 4 doors. And then we have our rear window lock there. Power mirror controls there. We can pick a side and toggle for direction. Then we can also power fold the side mirrors as well. And those have blind spot monitors. But Burmester Sound System, which sounds killer. And then for the memory seat, just hit the M and then click the setting you want to set it to. You have 3 different presets available. 2 bottle holders in there, additional storage. I love how they did the door panel, tons of room. And then we do have a power lift gate, which we can open and shut from the front. But a quick close-up of the seat here. I love the red stitching throughout, just looks fantastic. And then these red seat belts are a nice touch as well. Headlamp controls are here. Brightness for the gauge cluster. Electronic parking brake, so we just push that to engage and then pull up to disengage that parking brake. Pedals are there. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So let's go ahead and check out the rear leg room. So pretty impressive for this to be the Sport Coupe version of, it's kind of one of the smaller Mercedes-Benz SUVs. Just again, very impressive headroom, or legroom, excuse me. And then I have about half an inch to an inch of headroom back here. But if you look at the roof line, this is the coupe, so it does slant back quite a bit. But great job still making it somewhat roomy in here. The rear AC vents are there. And then we do have a 115 volt 2-prong household plug-in. And then we do have a 12 volt over there as well. But view of the front seat from back here. Middle seat folds down. And then we do have storage pocket there. And then cup holders right in there. And then grab handles here. And we could probably hang 1 plastic hanger, maybe push 2 metal hangers in there if we need to. But let's make our way towards the back. But again, I love the interior of this, just with the red stitching. They did such a great job. A lot of people put red stitching on vehicles and you don't see it except on 1 or 2 places, but it's throughout this entire cabin here. And I love the rear end look here. Just a beautiful, beautiful SUV. The exhaust looks menacing as well with that diffuser. But tons of cargo space behind the second row, which is great. And then we can raise the suspension and then power release the rear seats there. And then this is for the right side. So we just pull that. But I do like that we can raise the suspension from back here, so can push that up. Or lower it, I mean. But back here we do have the side pocket, which is netted off, and we can pull that down if we need to. It's kind of hard to get up with one hand, but there we go. And then I like that we can lock this And then we have all of our additional storage down in here. And then a quick look underneath the vehicle. But again, can't say enough about the styling of the coupe. It just looks so fantastic. And gas cap is here. And as you can see, that's with the lower suspension there. And then to put this back into place, all I have to do is make sure the seatbelt's out the way and then lock it back into place there. But for the front passenger seat, still get 4-way power lumbar support and pretty much the same adjustability along with memory seat functioning for this side too. And then glove compartment, lockable, decent size for a sports coupe. But I want to give a huge shout out to Mercedes-Benz of Music City, one exit down from the Nashville International Airport, for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below to it in the description. And you all can pause anywhere you need to on the window sticker. Love how this one is spec'd out though. Again, that AMG carbon fiber trim, black on black with the red stitching, the 21s, the red seat belts, and then the AMG night package along with the multimedia package. But love the AMG night package because I feel like it's a good package for the money. But $79,715 is the MSRP. Just love the style. Can't say enough about the styling of this thing. But let's go ahead and pop the hood. But there we have the 3-liter bi-turbo V6. Again, AMG enhanced for 385 horsepower, 384 pound-feet of torque. Can't wait to test that out. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So I love the sport enhanced leather wrap steering wheel here. It just, you have that flat bottom, then the leather throughout, and it just feels so, so great. But over here to the screen, we do get AM, FM, as well as XM radio. So we can toggle our sources there at the top. Make sure that volume's down. And then we also have Bluetooth, as well as Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. And then to connect the device, I'll show that. Just look for MBUX, and then it'll show you the number and all that, and you can connect it through your Bluetooth on your phone. These are all the apps. So settings here, you can control the heads-up display, parking sensors, and then your driver assistance, ambient lighting. And there's just so much. Typical Mercedes-Benz, especially with the new MBUX systems, there is so much that you can do with these. It's crazy. But in the system menu, you can go through all these different languages, and then you can also go through your units as well if you want to change those from kilometers to miles and vice versa. So those are all of your settings. And then I love the AMG performance setup here. Shows you how much you hit the accelerator, brake, and then just how much power you're getting out of the engine, your consumption. And of course, dynamic select, you can go ahead and set up your individual configurations. And then the navigation system here, pretty much type in or use voice recognition to find a destination, and then it'll start to auto-populate as you pull up or as you start typing in certain addresses or destinations. And then backup cameras there, guidelines file, you usually turn the steering wheel. And there's a front camera there, you get the guidelines there as well, which is pretty neat. And the auto stop just came on, but vents are here, And then we could toggle our auto mode here for the dual zone automatic climate controls. Adjust fan speed there. We can keep toggling down to cut the system off. And then we can toggle our air distribution here where we want that to go. And then max defrosters are here. And then you hit this menu here, and I like that you can actually pull up a touch screen and then adjust all of your AC configurations here. So syncing, AC, all of that. So pretty cool. Cut the vents on and off. And then here we can pull up our shortcuts for our phone, navigation, radio media, and then vehicle settings. Once again, having that shortcut, and then we can set up this favorites button as well. Hazards are here. Wireless charging pad back there, USB-C port here, and we do have an optional ashtray, and then these serve as cup holders as well. We can stow all of that. And then here we can use this to go through the system if you don't want to use a touch screen. You can see I'm scrolling through there. Home page, back button, and then volume here, and you can click there for mute or hold it to power the whole system down. And then manual mode is here, so you tap that and you can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. And then we have our suspension, which we can toggle that as well. Traction control, sport exhaust, auto stop, and then parking camera right there. And then the center console cubby space, we do have 2 USB-C ports there. Pretty good storage in here, honestly. It's nice and deep. And then we remove the sunshade, and we can use this button here to either slide or tilt that back. So hit it twice, you get it all the way back, and then hit it once to close it all the way. And then you can push up on it, and that's how you get that tilt there. Sunglass holder there. And then we have our dome lights here. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So there are those. And there's a view of the back from up here. And then back to the steering wheel, we have our blinker here. And then windshield wiper controls, all of our intermittents are there. And then we have low, high, and then push that for the front wiper fluid. And then when the headlamps are on, high beams, then we can flash that way. And then for the shifter, pull down for drive, pull all the way up for reverse, and then just tap down for neutral, either from drive or reverse, and then hit the side there for park. Then again, those paddle shifters are behind the steering wheel for your manual mode. And then over here, this top section is for your gauge cluster, so you can scroll through that, whatever you need. And then I like that you can actually pull up your heads-up display there. So all of that there, you can toggle through. And then you have your settings here as well. Let me zoom back out. So I like that I can change the position here, the brightness, the display content, all of that right there. And then settings for cruise control. So we can toggle the cruise on there, off there, set, then resume, cancel. And then to the right side, we have this home button and then this little scroll sensor for the radio. The same thing for the back button here. And then voice recognition, favorites, volume, mute. And then you can turn down the volume there, and then Bluetooth controls are here. And then we do have, I don't think I mentioned this, power tilt and telescope steering wheel. And then your heated steering wheel toggle, you just do that, and then you'll have an indicator on the side, on, off. Push button starts there. And then finally, I think it's in my back pocket. Yep. Here's the key fob. But next, go ahead and take this GLC 43 Coupe out on the road for a quick test drive. So starting the test drive in the GLC 43 Coupe here. Pretty good sound acoustics in here. The only thing I can hear right as of now is the license plate I have in the back. So I should have screwed that on, but forgot my screwdriver today. But anyways, other than that, very good. Just overall sound quality in the cabin. I don't hear anything rattling around. I don't hear anything squeaking. So pretty impressive. Of course, an $80,000 Mercedes-Benz, so I'm assuming that customer will expect that. But for this to be the AMG Sports Coupe as well, just an impressive overall package in my opinion. And even though this is the sportier version of the GLC, still a great ride. And it helps to have the adjustable suspension. But I'm in sport mode now. And still quiet unless I give full-on throttle. So I'll give it a little pull here. Nobody's behind me. And just a great sound from the vehicle. Got a little tunnel action there too. Probably a little hard to tell because the windows are up, and again, the sound acoustics in here are still great. So that's gonna keep that sound from overtaking the ambient feel in the cabin. But again, a great driving vehicle nonetheless. It's fun to drive, very smooth. I'm gonna put it into the manual mode now. And I like that it gives you suggestions based on your throttle response, like, hey, you should shift into 7. Hey, you should shift into 8. And when I downshift, it'll tell me again, you probably shouldn't do that, but whatever. And I just love the brake pedal feel too. It's very, you get that initial bite, but it doesn't necessarily jerk you. But I'm gonna put it into Sport Plus now. And again, the sound that you get, especially with the exhaust enabled, just incredible. And it does shift pretty quickly. And the shifts, of course, with this transmission tend to be snappy. And it prides itself in being that. But I want to give a huge shout out to Mercedes-Benz of Music City for allowing me to review this GLC 43 today. They have a pretty good selection, if you can get them, of Mercedes-Benz's. But again, even in the sport mode or sport plus mode, pretty quiet in the actual cabin. You can hear the exhaust, but just great sound acoustics in here. And very quick. But let's put it into the comfort mode now for the rest of the drive. And again, in comfort mode here, just cruising. This stretch of the interstate is pretty, well, it's not the interstate, but it's a state highway. Pretty bumpy going over this huge bridge here, but still very comfortable doing so. And for this to be on 21-inch wheels, road noise is pretty minimal. And it's just an impressive sports coupe. But with all this being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Mercedes-Benz GLC 43 Coupe.